Going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like Jansen has given an update about a few injured Hawkeye players. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Iowa. Let's get it. Let's go. We know women's basketball is back, and I'm here to tell you the Iowa women basketball is back on the channel. And guys, we got to talk about this preseason game that they had this past week. Regular season is scheduled to kick off this upcoming week, and it's going to be lit, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a whole lot of Hawkeye basketball videos coming off the pipeline. And we finna jump right into this story, man. We got to talk about Jansen. Speaking on these injured players. So there was a few injured players from this preseason game. It said Iowa women's basketball provides injury update at the preseason games. Now, after Iowa women's basketball dismantled Division II Ashland by a score of 104-63 from Carver Hawkeye Arena, in the preseason game, man, to kick off the 2026 season, head coach Jensen spoke to the media about injury status of sophomore Tegan Malangi and I can't pronounce her name, bro. But we're going to jump into this thing. We're going to play some of it.
Every Acorns customer has potential. Some write us letters. This is one of them.
Dear
I think there's gonna be a lot of things that you're gonna look at and evaluate, but you brought in two transfers with Chit Chat and Emily to have big roles on this team this year, and I get this just an exhibition, but they really stood out today, and how much they just kind of seamlessly fit in. Just what did you think of their performances today?
I mean there were a couple pieces I thought we really needed to have. We just without a true point guard, Addie Deal always played a combo guard, but we didn't have a true point. And Chat is just, she's got a lot of fun about her. And I think we're just scratching the surface. I think that what we can see her do. And, she just is just fun, right? And I think she's shifty, and she can give us some on-ball defensive presence that we need to up that. We'll talk about that later. But Emily Rodriguez is a bucket getter. And the patience you have to have with Emily is, just learning a new system. Emily's story is really unique, right? She was in the DR about 3 years ago, and then comes in, to.
I mean, the way Jansen and her recruiters was able to rebuild this basketball team this season is going to be talked about, has to be talked about. We know the pieces that they had when Caitlin was there, and Kate Martin, and all of the other young ladies, but the way they was able to put this team back together. Now, granted, I did a video on this earlier in the season about Caitlin Clark actually helping them recruit, help them kind of land some of these five-star players, these big-name players. And moving forward, I believe Iowa now is going to be a contender, especially damn near every year. We're talking powerhouse school, like did a UConn, a USC, big name programs. That's what Iowa has turned into solely because of Caitlin Clark. Now, Jansen definitely did her job and did her due diligence with picking some of the best players in the country, and hell, even finding players in the Dominican Republic. Let's finish listening to what she had to say.
Florida plays a Euro high school ball, gets recruited, goes to Central Florida, and now she's here. A completely different environment, especially a winter here in about a month, right? But learning to really play within a system. She's never had to do that. So we've been seeing great strides of the last, I'd say, probably a week. So if that keeps coming along, I think that they really will be really valuable moving forward for sure. And they're really great kids.
Oh, real quick, any injury update on either Tegan or Chit Chat?
Yeah, I haven't heard from the trainer, but it was really weird when Tegan got that kind of weird foul. She just hit her ankle, really tweaks it in a weird way. And so she was going to try to play, but she's having a hard time putting pressure on it. So kind of a freak thing. So I don't know if it was just, if it'll be a one-day thing or if it's a longer day thing. We'll know a little bit more tomorrow. And then Chad, I think, was just cramping. I think it was just a really bad cramp. And at that point, we didn't really need to, I need to get some other people minutes, but fingers crossed that they're both just a kind of a weird thing.
And overall in a game like this, I don't know, for you as a coach, what's your barometer for success in the next game like But if you met the standards that you wanted to,
Yeah.
some things left out there.
Yeah, I think these games, I actually channeled my memory of a Drake exhibition when I was a young coach. Sometimes it's just a little tough sledding, right? You're just like, you can't get in a rhythm. You give up points you shouldn't give up. And then you remember that it's an exhibition game and you got, 9 new people out of 13, or whatever, 14. And that's where they're just like that sometimes. So I think for me, the barometer was that a lot of the things that I was hoping to see out of certain people, I started to see. And we can start with Chit Chat and Emily with that. I think, Ava, she did great. I love her, believe me. But, they're not 6'4" that we're going against either, right? So you can be excited, but it's also, what's coming down the pike. And let's just start with, in our conference with UCLA, right? But what I loved is that Ava was a lot more aggressive and she was assertive and she was bearing her, especially the second half. I really challenged him the first half. I was not happy with, golly, we were posting up 2 feet from the lane and we were just being so nice and then the whole spacing of passing was terrible. And I was like, look, we know that that's not how we do it. You got to, and I might have owed Ava coffee. I said, if anybody gets an offensive foul, so it's Ava that gets a foul and Hannah has her teammates back and she's like, you owe her coffee. And I was like, it wasn't even you, Ava might've forgot it, but I was just trying to instill you need to dominate. And I thought the second half, just by virtue, they don't have as much size, especially when they weren't playing, they're big. We did what we should have done, but I love how Ava runs and all the things. So I did see a lot of pieces that I liked that were better, but I mean,
The Bruning Law Firm is Missouri's fastest growing personal.
That was Jansen yesterday speaking to the media. Something I wanted to pull up and share with you guys was the our Hawkeyes women basketball team schedule. So this is the schedule here, man. November the 3rd, Monday, they will be taking on Southern U. Look like at Carver Arena. Then after that, they got Evansville, Drake, and then Northern Iowa, Baylor. Look like, man, they got a chance to really do some big things early, man. I think these are smaller schools. Well, I'm kind of know that they're smaller schools that they play in. And, yeah, man, they could start this season off undefeated real quick. I'm excited about this. I'm checking my schedule now to look and see which game I'm going to be going to. I actually want to go to a meaningful game of theirs, but it's definitely Lindenwood's playing them. That's the St. Louis team. I might go to this one. Yeah, man. So they definitely gonna be playing. Oh, they got to play Ohio State. Yeah, so they got some comp, but it looked like the second half of the season is going to be tough, going into February, March. But other than that, man, I think they can start the season off undefeated without a doubt. But definitely let me know y'all thoughts about this, man. Keep them bells on. I will be back with another one. And until next time, dog, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out.